Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Wednesday, June 24th, and Andrew and I are jumping on here today to talk about precious metals. As we talk, we've seen silver go down today. We've seen gold go down today. And it's like this point in time where you're like, what's going on? And so I want to talk to Andrew. And more importantly, we want to talk about the understanding about faith and what God promised and what is coming for the precious metal sector. So Andrew, with all of that said, welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Bo. We're fresh off of the Reawaken in America tour. It was great seeing you there. And it was great talking with a lot of people that have followed what we've talked about and invested in gold and silver. And like Clay Clark put it, that the gold and silver investors were the giddiest of the entire bunch at the Reawaken America tour.
That's actually true. Yes, exactly true. Because when we got there, everybody was just very happy, regardless of the position right now, okay? Because it finally dipped a little bit under 60. Understand is that, like I've said, what have we said on every single show so far, Andrew? They're never going to let silver go back above $100. Like they will never. And if they're going to let it, it's going to be years from now, okay? Why? Because they want to continue to perpetuate their Federal Reserve System because they can create it out of thin air as much as they want of it, and they can control the price of everything. Thus, what you're seeing today in the precious metal sector, okay? You're seeing silver finally dipping under $60. And again, all of this was expected. Why? Because we said they're never going to allow silver to go up in price without an act of God. And this is where faith comes in, okay? Because the prophets have spoken that silver is going to explode, okay? So silver is going to explode. Now, many people, if you don't have faith, if you simply, are buying metal as an investment, it's like, hey, it went up, it's going down, maybe I should dump it, right? So this is where, the line is drawn in the sand between those who are in precious metals just, for an investment and those who have faith. And faith is based on the substance of things unseen, but are going to happen. What is that? Specifically, God spoke through his prophets that there's going to be an explosion in the price of silver, and silver is going to explode through $121. Why is the number 121 referenced? Well, because that was the last high in January. Okay. So right now, silver is a little bit more than just under 50, more than 50% on sale right now. And again, if you believe in prophecy and you have faith that all this is going to manifest, what an opportunity, right? On the other side of the coin, is like, hey, my goodness, I was buying it up, it's buying it on the way up, and now it's down. Is it going to keep going down? See, so if you don't have faith in what was spoken, then you get to be in this position where you're concerned, okay? Last thing in the world that I am last thing is concerned because I know what's coming. Andrew, what are your thoughts?
It's the people that are experienced investors, and I'm choosing my word carefully, they're not traders. Traders are people that trade in and out of short-term investments. But investors typically will buy and hold for long periods of time. And that's always what gold and silver are. We tell people that gold and silver are a minimum 3 to 5 year hold. So for people out there that are watching this that actually took a step to obtain gold and silver based on what we talked about in 2021, 2022, 2023, you're not happy to see it go from $121 an ounce down to like $57 or $58 an ounce, but you are happy that it's higher than the $20 an ounce or $17 an ounce that you started at. So we just stay the course. We don't hop from one investment that's cooled off into the next one that's hot. And then you get in that one at the high, and then you get scared when that one cools off, and then you get into the next one like Bitcoin, and then that cools off, and you don't want to do that. So if you make a sound investment to get into something and you've done the research and when you've talked it over with your family or even prayed about it, then that's the validation that you need. Or you could reach out to me and I will help talk you off the ledge. That's what I've done with some of the people lately. I've had people that have emailed me, and if I've not responded to you yet and you've emailed me today, I will get to you. And people have said, like, Andrew, give me some words of encouragement. I wonder if I should be selling right now. Should I hold? Could it go back to $121 an ounce? If so, when? So this is just a natural part of investing. And that's why we make our investments and based on research. We make it based on what we've learned in our minds, not how we feel in our hearts. And when you make emotionally based decisions for investing, that's when you make mistakes. And unfortunately, when it comes to your investments, we're talking about money that you probably should not be losing or might not even be able to afford to lose. So you really need to stay the course or reach out to us and we'll see if there's something that we could do for you to position you a little bit better.
Understand, we are waiting for the birth of a new financial system, okay? Very important, please listen, everybody. When something is about to be birthed, something else must die, okay? What we're seeing is a death pattern on precious metals, and then suddenly it will reverse and explode vertical, okay? So the move to the upside is going to be sharp, quick, sudden, severe, okay? So what they're trying to do is take the precious metals down, and then when God intervenes, it's going to be a sharp vertical move to the upside that's going to shock everybody, okay? And it won't be time, there will really be no time to react when this happens. So again, my point is, as Andrew's always said, if you're buying precious metals as an investment, that's the wrong reason to be buying it personally, because I don't buy it as an investment. I buy it as a position, and I positioned myself, my family, and all those have listened, okay, but I've positioned myself for the future financial situation that's about to come to life, okay? Because what happened? Nixon took us off the gold standard, okay? Trump stated we're heading back to the golden age. The golden age is a monetary system backed by gold. It's going to be the new gold standard, a monetary system backed by gold. Now, when that happens, when it's announced, forget about it, okay? So understand that this is not a position where I don't even care. I don't really watch the price that much anymore because I know where it's headed and I know where it's going to be very soon. That's the cool part. Like, I know where it's headed and where it's going to be very soon. And so these daily price moves are, in essence, irrelevant, but relevant if you're looking to add to your position, because it's a great opportunity considering it's, before we were saying 40% off from the highs. Now we're about just over 50% from the highs. Okay. So phenomenal opportunities if you want to add to your position. But I just want to say this, I know where it's headed. And I personally, to me, it's just noise, because what's about to happen is the big explosion. That's all I'm waiting for. I'm literally waiting for the big explosion, and we're very close to this thing manifesting, okay? We're extremely close. And all of this is in reference to a position here in terms of time. We're at a crux now where spring is ending, summer's beginning, and all heck's about to break loose, okay? So this is the turning point we can look at in the financial system that we've been waiting for. And all I know is that it's going to explode. I'm going to keep repeating that. Silver is going to explode to the upside. You can't stop what's coming. It's prophecy. It's what was stated, and it's what the Lord has shown me, okay? So I just wanted to jump on here, do a quick podcast with Andrew, and just continue to harp on the fact of where the Lord has shown me where silver and gold are headed, okay? Gold and silver are headed in an upwards direction in an explosive fashion very soon. And all we're seeing is the final runoff before the thing turns violently to the upside. With that said, Andrew, go ahead and expand upon what you're seeing with regard to your business right now in terms of getting people precious metals or dealing with people on the transactional side right now.
Yeah, well, the metals are available right now because there have been a fair amount of people that have sold, that have jumped ship. So many of them don't even know why they're doing it. They see that silver's headed south, it's going down. They don't many people that are selling are recognizing that it's actually being manipulated down by the big banks, which is something that's been happening for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Like you said at the start of the recording, this is something where they will not let silver break out, as you always put it, without an act of God. And we've seen a couple where it's really jumped up pretty like a lot. So they're fighting back, and the battle's not. I mean, the war is not over. They're just winning the short battle. That's all that it is. So this gives people a great chance to take some of the gold that they bought for 17, 18, 1900, or even 2000 an ounce that they've still doubled their money on, because gold's sitting at 4,000 right now. You can exchange a part of that gold, or maybe all of it, for silver at a deep discount, meaning silver just under 6 months ago was $121 an ounce, and today it's sitting at $57 and change. So there's no need for you to necessarily reach into your pocket in order to invest into more silver. If you do that, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just some people just really don't have the stones to be able to do that. So if you trade an investment that you're up on toward one that you think has great potential, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. And remember that silver has a better chance to double or triple in price than gold does. And if you were to go back and look at over time, I might even have it right here. So at the beginning of 2025, silver was at $28.84 an ounce. That's January 1st, 2025, literally $28.84. Today it's sitting at 57 and change. It's doubled in a year and a half. Okay, like literally just days away from exactly a year and a half. Gold was at $2,624 on January 1st, 2025. It's sitting at 4,000 right now. It's up 50%. So let that sink in. In the same time frame, silver is up 100%, gold is up 50%. So I always say that's pretty good for gold, but it's really great for silver.
Right. You've always said, and the saying is, what's good for gold is great for silver. Silver, the other saying is silver is gold on steroids. Why I say all that is because when gold turns and it begins to move again, silver is going to do the exact same thing, but it's going to multiply the performance of gold, just like we saw last year in the early part of January, okay? So this thing's about to turn, and silver is going to go crazy to the upside. Gold's going to do fantastic. Nothing wrong with gold. It's just that silver is going to, like Andrew's saying, when gold doubles, silver is not going to double. It's going to go fourfold. You get what I'm saying? It's going to just multiply the performance of gold. So when gold doubles, silver is going to go multiples of double. And that's my point I'm trying to make, because it's gold on steroids. Secondly, with regard to positions, we've talked over and over and over again, people have 401ks, they have IRAs. And again, very important to consider this, okay? Because if you've got 401ks, you've got IRAs, I just want to address the fact again, if you own no physical gold and silver, meaning like the true asset, gold and silver, the real stuff that's stored in a private vault, that you can technically probably go see or visit. But point is that if it's not stored in a 401, if it's not in a private vault, you technically do not own precious metals if you think you do, because your broker sold you a paper derivative, paper contract of it. Okay. So understand, this is a phenomenal time. Again, I'm just saying, whether you want to do something or not, that's all personal choice. The whole world's about free will. But what I'm saying is, again, we've always said, when silver goes down, it's going to go down more than gold. And then when silver turns, it's going to go up more than gold. So it does both extremes. So right now we're seeing silver come down more than gold. And when it turns, boy, it's going to ignite and take off like you've never imagined before. So Andrew, also just talk about 401ks and IRAs, because I know that's, it's a big thing. People do have those. And many people, in these positions, literally don't own any gold or silver in their 401ks and IRAs. So expand upon, what we've talked about in the past for any new listeners.
Yeah, so you can roll over a portion or all of your 401k, IRA, TSP government account. Most pensions out there can be rolled over into a precious metals IRA. The only caveat would be if you have a 401k that's generated at a company that you still work at today, there is a slight possibility that you might not be able to roll that over into a precious metals IRA. but you should still reach out to us anyway, because we can help check for you. There are some people that can do it, but all the other scenarios, if you have an inherited IRA, a simple IRA, old 401ks from places that you worked at years and years ago that you sort of forgot about, do some digging, see if you can find the account numbers and where they're at and what the balances are. Reach out to us. We can roll those over into a precious metals IRA. Those hold real physical gold and silver. When you roll them over, it just leaves your IRA custodian and goes into our IRA custodian, and it's not a taxable event. If you live off of your IRA, or if you take regular distributions, or even if you just take one distribution every year, we can help you do that. The way that it works is that if you're fully invested in real physical gold and silver in your IRA, and let's say you have a need, you need $5,000, and just reach out to us and we'll advise you as to whether or not you should sell gold or silver, and we purchase it from you. We send the funds to the IRA custodian, and then they give you the distribution. That is a taxable event for a traditional IRA, but that's okay. That's what it's there for. If it's a Roth IRA, you've already paid taxes, so there's no tax consequence. But we handle all of that for you. You don't have to fill out stacks of paperwork to get it done. You don't have to worry about deadlines. We take care of everything for you. So it's a good reason for people to reach out to us. We're also looking for opportunities. So we're proactively calling people that we know have doubled or close to doubled their money on gold and saying, hey, look at the price of silver compared to where it was on January 30th. You need to consider the idea of trading some of your gold in favor of silver. You're trading gold at a profit because it's an exchange. It's not a taxable event. There's no 1099. It all stays within your retirement account. This is a beautiful thing. Also, when you trade a lot of gold for even more silver, silver takes up more space. If you already have the 401k or IRA rolled into a precious metals IRA, you know that you're not having to store this at your home or office. When you have that much silver, you're very grateful that it's not stored at your home or office, because it can take up a lot of space. So it's a good opportunity. It doesn't cost you anything. And we'd like to have a conversation with people that are interested in learning more about that.
Thanks, Andrew. And now just a little cherry on top. When you have a 401k, you have an IRA, again, if it's not attached, like Andrew's saying, to precious metals as a hard asset, all you really have is digits in your bank account that they're holding for you, okay? So substantial difference between paper digits that you see on a piece of paper or your screen when you log in versus knowing that those digits you're seeing are actually connected to real metal in a safe deposit box. Okay, there's a huge difference, or held by a custodian, because now these digits are literally connected to hard asset, to gold and silver. So that's a distinct difference I want everybody to really understand. Besides that, I want to just go back to the point of Andrew and I have been on the bandwagon to telling people that silver and gold are God's money, okay? God's about to intervene. I'm telling you, no one can stop what's coming. This July, August, September, the months forward are going to be just historic for those who have been involved in precious metals. And we wanted to jump on here and just do a short podcast and talk specifically about, this is literally a position of faith. The faith is what? The substance of things unseen, okay? But spoken, God has spoken that silver is going to explode. With that goes gold, okay? So I'm going to wrap it up on nothing's different, nothing's changed, everything is perfect. And before silver explodes, before gold explodes, you're getting a little sale right now, okay? And then when this thing turns, it's going to be epic. We have a historic few months ahead of us and many years ahead of us. But it's like when silver went up, it wasn't fun buying it at $80 or $70 or even buying now at $60 or $65. My point I'm making, because it would have been better to buy it at $20 because it was there for a long time, okay? But my point is, you're not going to see $20 silver again. but you've got a huge sale right now off of the highs. So it's literally just over 50% discounted right now. It's about to turn and it's going to go epic. What's about to happen. So faith, again, if you've been listening to us, this is not investment advice. This is literally a faith move that God's about to move on the financial system of our world. He's going to move us away from the fake, fraudulent money system of creating money out of thin air into an honest money system. Okay. We are days away from the 4th of July, and we're stepping into July, which is expected to be epic. So, Andrew, wrap us up and anything else you want to add.
Yeah, the biggest thing I want to add is that it really just takes one billionaire to go in and make a sizable investment into silver. It was late 2022 when we saw one of the Walmart heirs invest in $50 million worth of physical silver, not paper, physical silver, which actually wiped out the US Mint of all silver eagles. It wiped out all of the silver eagles that were available from people like myself. If you could find them, silver at the time was about $18.50 an ounce. The premium of what it cost for 1 ounce was $15 to $18 above the price of silver. So for some people, it would cost as much as $36 for an ounce of silver when you Google the price of silver, and it was only $18.50. It just takes one person to do that. So I say it doesn't take one trillionaire. There's no more trillionaires after SpaceX pulling back a little bit, but that's just temporary. But it just takes one billionaire to invest in $50 million or tens of millions of dollars worth of silver to really wipe out the available physical supply. So the fact that silver is readily available right now is not a reason to wait. It's a reason to jump on it, because if you wait till the herd comes, which I've said this before, the herd is coming, it's going to take longer for you to receive your silver, and the premiums are going to be a lot higher. And of course, the spot price is likely going to be higher than it is now. So reach out sooner than later. We're here to help.
And also, when it does begin to spike, the issue you're going to have is availability. Okay. It's called precious for a reason, because it's limited. There's only so much. Like Andrew said, if one big whale steps up, a billionaire steps up, it's going to be gone. Okay. So, and when the world realizes what just happened with the financial system, because it's about to happen, it's going to be very difficult to source silver. Again, I'm going to repeat, it's going to be very difficult to source silver when this event goes down, and I believe it's really soon. Andrew, again, I got the screen up here. How can people reach you? And just give them a little bit about give them a little bit about Beverly Hills Precious Metals, and tell them a little bit more about you.
Yeah, so if you scan that QR code, it'll take you right to our website, and there's a form there where you can schedule a consultation. Fill out the form, put in your name, email address, phone number, and how you heard about us. You can put Bo sent me or Gold Forecast 2020, but in the notes section, be as detailed as you can. If you're an experienced silver or gold investor, then say that in there, and we won't start off our phone call like you're a newbie. If you are a newbie, nothing wrong with that. Just let us know, and we'll make sure that we cover everything, so that if you do decide to invest in silver or in gold, that you can make an informed decision and not an emotional one, as I mentioned earlier. And then, if you're interested in learning more about a gold or silver backed IRA, and if you'd like to learn how to do it without it being a taxable event, then reach out to us soon, because we're getting these done faster than any company out there that I know of. And I know that because I've actually done many of them from start to finish recently. So we're happy to help, and we'd love to explain how the process works.
You know, one thing I wanted to say yet before we jump off is US.gov is selling on July 16th, half ounce silver. Are they Liberty coins? I believe they're Liberty coins. And the price is just staggering. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Okay. A half ounce coin is priced on July 16th at 12 noon Eastern. You can buy it for $750. The problem that I have with this is I don't care what kind of numismatic stamp or whatever it is or whatever you say it is. No numismatic value can add it up to a price of $750 for half an ounce of silver from the US Mint. Okay, so Andrew, and that would make 1 ounce $1,500. That's literally taking the price of silver, multiplying it by 25 to come to that price of $1,500 for 1 ounce of silver. Now, Andrew, I want your thoughts on this because it blows my mind to think that somebody rational person would actually spend $1,500 for 2 of those half-ounce coins, thus making 1 ounce of silver, when they could just go buy any other ounce of silver at whatever the spot price is, $60, $70, $80. Like, my point is, what's going on? Like, who in their right mind would pay that?
Yeah, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Also, the U.S. Mint is offering a 1 ounce gold coin for $19,600. But really, what's mind-blowing is the silver one, because it's 50 times more than the price where the gold is more like 5 times the price, or I'm sorry, it's 25 times the price of silver and then 5 times the price of gold. But this to me, like, it almost points to where the government thinks gold and silver could eventually get to. I'm not saying that silver is going to get to $1,500 an ounce. I mean, it's certainly possible, but it was the beginning of this year that Bank of America said that silver could get as high as $309 an ounce. So it's not completely out of the question, but how the government can sell these coins for these prices right now, I mean, if I did it, I'd get shut down. For sure. Like, they would say that I'm taking advantage of the American public, and that they wouldn't allow me to sell those coins or probably any other coins ever again. I don't understand how the government can do it, but I'm not upset about it, because that could help generate what the real value is. And we've not talked about that for a while, but there is an idea that both gold and silver could one day be revalued, and that it could happen almost overnight. And that's where the United States, along with other countries, might decide that gold might be $25,000 an ounce. It's not a wild idea. It begins with gold and or silver backing the fiat currency that's out there circulating. If it was backed to some degree, I think Jim Rickards says that if you were to back 50% of the dollars out there that we've printed out of thin air by gold, that gold would be like $28,000 an ounce. So you can Google that, Jim Rickards, $28,000 an ounce. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's not a totally wild idea.
Yeah. Again, I just want to finish up with, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Even if you want to, even if you go to the half an ounce at $150, that will be $300 per ounce. Okay, that's still exorbitant, but they're marking up because it's a special coin or something. But there's no way that you can come up to a price of $1,500 per ounce on silver that's rational, unless truly something biblical happened. And guess what's coming? Biblical. Okay, I'm telling you, biblical is coming. I'm not giving a price of $1,500 for July. I'm just saying biblical is coming. And those who have listened to us, those who have faith and believe in the prophetic of what God said, that silver is going to explode, it's going to explode. Okay, at some point, we're going to see prices like that on silver with an act of God. Okay. Without an act of God, no, they're going to keep smashing silver forever, okay? And that's why I want to wrap it up on an act of God is coming. I don't care what anybody says, an act of God is coming. You're going to see numbers that are going to be just breathtaking on silver, okay? And you're going to see awesome numbers in July. We're not throwing a price on it. We're just saying that silver is going to move up in price. And biblically, it's going to explode in price. That's what I'm saying, okay? And all I know is that the prophets have spoken, things are about to manifest, and I'm super excited about what's about to happen. Andrew, take us out again, and thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's not too late. If you've heard all the stories about all the people that have been successful with gold and silver, you've been given another chance. Silver's at a deep discount right now. So please take advantage of this, because I can promise you that Bo and I are going to be here 6 months from now, a year from now, a year and a half from now. And we're going to give kudos to the people that did take advantage of this time. And we're going to let the people know that didn't take advantage of it, that it's still a good time, but right now is a much better time. So I hope to hear from a lot of people soon.
God bless and amen, and have a fantastic weekend.
Beverly Hills Precious Metals Exchange is a client-focused firm devoted to assisting our clients with precious metals. Our clients range from first-time to serious coin collectors and investors seeking to add precious metals to their investment portfolios. We are not interested in volatile investments, leveraged products, and intangible assets. With rising inflation and the devaluing of the dollar hurting middle-class families, investing in gold and silver ensures protection for your hard-earned money. Save the value of your money today by investing in gold and silver at Beverly Hills Precious Metals.